Welcome to Art School Live, our Christmas extravaganza. We are so excited today because we have 6 artists from all over the world who are going to be painting 2 images. We have a Santa Claus image, and some of them are going to be painting our Santa Claus image, if we could bring that up. This image was generated on AI. I told AI, give me an image of Santa Claus, but make it in a dark, moody style of Rembrandt. And so this is what we got. The next image is a landscape, a winter landscape. This is where we want to be. As a matter of fact, that looks just like the house that I was born in. Amazingly, that's not it, but it looks just like it. And so we would hope that you guys will paint along with us today. We're going to go a couple of hours. We're going to have a lot of fun. And we have lots and lots of prizes. Let's go through these prizes right now. First off, we have, if you want to win a prize, you want to write this down, and somebody will put this in the chat as well. To win a prize, you're going to enter your name and email by going to artschool.live. This is different than we've done before. This is not in the comments. Artschool.live. And this is going to be, we'll do some live and we're going to do some from replays. So we'll pick the rest of the replay ones by Sunday at noon and you'll be notified. But we have over $5,000 worth of prizes. Okay, so let's go through some of these prizes. We have subscriptions to Plein Air Magazine and Fine Art Connoisseur Magazine, our 2 magazines. We have digital videos that we're offering from some of our top masters, including Vicky Sullivan, Aaron Schur, Don Demers, and Jeff Wang. We have more from Ryan Jensen, Gavin Glakis, John Potoshnik, and Dustin Van Weckel. And we have, of course, hundreds of other art instruction courses that we do at painttube.tv. We're going to give away a ticket to the Plein Air Convention, which is coming up in the Smoky Mountains, which is going to be this what is it, March? Yeah. And we're going to be painting the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. It's an incredible. And we are giving away tickets to Watercolor Live coming up in January, Plein Air Live coming up in May, Pastel Live coming up in August, and Realism Live coming up in November. And again, to win a prize, you will enter your name and email. You only have to do it one time, but we will pick from the people who go there. Put your email in at artschool.live by Sunday, but do it today. That way, while you're watching live, that way you can win some prizes live. And we will contact the winners by email on the 26th. We're going to wait for after Christmas, but somebody's going to work the day after Christmas. So thank you for that. Okay, we're going to start bringing people on one at a time, no particular order. But next we have Anne Blair Brown. Anne, welcome to our Christmas Spectacular.
Thanks, Eric. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah. What do you, okay, so let's show some of your work. Okay, let's go through this. My producers are pulling up work now. Anne, what are you going to be painting today? The portrait or the landscape?
Today I'm painting the landscape, and I'm the acrylic girl today.
You're doing acrylics today. Okay, good. And you're going to be doing a demo. So what we'll do is we'll cut in and out of you, and we're very curious because we need more acrylics, and I think everybody's curious about acrylics. Wonderful. So next we have Amit Kapoor in India. Amit, tell us a little bit about what you're going to paint today.
Yeah, today I'm painting a landscape in watercolor medium, and I will try to give more light and shadow, play with the light and shadow in today in this image.
Now, I'm curious about Christmas in India. Does it exist? Do some people celebrate it?
Oh yeah, yeah. We all are celebrating Christmas everywhere, every part of the world now.
Okay, terrific. Okay, thank you. We'll be back in a second. Next, we have Ryan Jensen. Ryan, where are you today?
Hey, Eric. I'm in Humboldt, California at my studio. Today, I'm going to be painting a wintry landscape scene. And
Okay.
this scene the light's pretty bad in it. So I'm going to take some artistic license with this and make some artistic decisions you guys are going to like. So don't miss this.
Well, that's the purpose of giving you a bad photograph, is we need to learn how to paint from a bad photograph. And I would imagine all that experience plein air painting makes a big difference so that you know what it would look like if you were out there.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay. Next, we have Vicky Sullivan, and Vicky is coming to us from Australia. Vicky, welcome.
Thank you, Eric. Thanks for having me, and Merry Christmas. It's actually summer here. We have Christmas in summer, so we have the hot dinner and the steaming hot temperature usually.
So usually, so we look forward to snow, you look forward to heat.
Yeah, we would like a bit of snow sometimes on those hot days.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Well, you've got your studio all decorated. Thank you for doing that today. And are you going to be painting the Santa portrait?
I'm going to have a go at the Santa, but I'll be doing it in a very sort of loose way, because with 2 hours, then that's a very finished AI image.
Yeah, well, the things that you do
doing
take
it as if it's a live model, so it'll be quite loose and alla prima.
Okay, excellent. Next, we have Natasha Eisenhauer. Natasha, welcome.
Hi, Eric. Glad to be here.
Where are you
I'm
from
in
today?
New Mexico.
New
in my home
Mexico.
studio, yes.
Okay, and are you in Santa Fe, or where are you?
I'm south of Santa Fe, about 2 hours.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah,
And so you're doing the landscape today?
I'll be doing the landscape today. We've already had a little snow here already this season, so I've got a
Perfect.
point of reference. So
Okay, you can look out the window.
yeah, and I'm excited to take some liberties with this one too. So
Okay, good. All right. Thank you. Next, we have Carole Peebles. Carole Peebles is coming to us from New Orleans, right, Carole?
Yes. Yes. Hi.
Hi. I see you already got a start. You got a head start. I know you do a lot of underpainting and a lot of layering in your work. You almost had to do a head start, didn't you?
Yeah, I got the base down. We're going to talk about how to bring up the lights and get flesh tones.
Okay, great. Okay, painters, let's get everybody on stage together, and that way we can all see each other for a minute. And oops, let's see. Okay, who am I missing? There we go. Okay, well, first off, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to each of you. Thank you for doing this today. Now, for people who just tuned in, we're going to do 2 different demos. We'll show those images again right now. We're going to do a Santa Claus. Some of you are going to do a Santa Claus, and some of you are going to do a winter landscape that makes it feel like Christmas. Now, what we love about being an artist is that each of you can add your own artistic flair. You can move trees, you can change things, you can change colors, you can do anything you want to do. There are no rules, and we want to see what each of you does by the end of the show, and we'll show everything. The other thing we want people to do is we want you to paint along. And if you want the images, Amandine, my producer, where are you? We need to figure out how people can see those images if they want to paint along. Maybe we have that worked out already. One thing you could do is you could do a screenshot right now. Here is the Santa Claus. So if you know how to do a screenshot, just make a quick screenshot of the Santa Claus, and then you can paint along with the Santa Claus, or we'll have him down in the corner part of the time. Maybe we have a way we can get both images down in the corner in different corners. I don't know. And if you want to do a screenshot of the winter scene, there you go. I'd love to be there right now. It's just beautiful. Love to be plein air painting in the snow. All right, folks, are you ready?
Ready?
Yes.
All right,
Ready.
start your engines and let's get painting. We'll get the show open going, and then we'll come back to you right away. All right, let's do this.
It's Art School Live with Eric Rhoads. Now, here's your host, Eric Rhoads.
Welcome to the Art School Live Christmas Spectacular. And I am so happy that you're here. And I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, whatever it is that you celebrate. One thing we celebrate is art. This program is here every day at 12 noon, every weekday, and we celebrate art together. Our goal is to make you a part of our family, our community of artists and people who want to be artists or people who are thinking about becoming artists. This is a safe place. We're here. I try to, as artists do demonstrations, different things every single day, different mediums, watercolor, oil, pastel, gouache, drawing, acrylic, anything. We try to give you samples every single day at 12 noon Eastern time. And we like to have a lot of fun. So we want you to be part of the family. And a great way to get involved in that is to get involved in the chat. There are people who have been here every single day since we started this program the first week of COVID. Every single day. We did this program 7 days a week for 7 months in a row during the first beginning of COVID. And then we went to 5 days a week, and we've continued ever since then. So we hope that you'll join us and tune in. And of course, if you're working or you can't tune in, well, the replays are all on YouTube. We put the replays out on social media. So we would love for you to join us. We hit last Christmas, we hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. I got a little plaque back there by my stocking. And we're not growing at the same clip we were because we don't have the benefit of people's time in the pandemic. But we would love for you to become a subscriber. And to subscribe, just go to YouTube and look up Art School Live, and you will find it there, our Eric Rhoads Art School Live, and make sure you subscribe there. And please give a follow on social media as well. All right. Now, what we're going to do today, I'm going to reiterate things because there are lots of people tuning in late. We're going to be painting Santa Claus, and we're going to be painting a winter scene. We have 6 different artists on. If we can just pull all 6 artists up at one time for everybody. And six different artists have their cameras set up, and they are going to be teaching and demoing. So the way we're going to do this, because we can't have them all talking at one time, I'm going to go from artist to artist back and forth for the next couple of hours. And we're going to be checking in with them and seeing what they're doing. And you can paint along. So we hope you do. And remember that we have $5,000 worth of prizes that we're going to give away. Some of them we're going to give away live. Some of them we're going to give away by replay. But the way to get those prizes, once again, I have to reiterate, we have a special way. It's not in the comments today, although we want you to comment. To win your prize, go to artschool.live. Put your name and email in there, and we will let you know if you've won a prize. And actually, we'll send out an email to everybody that says, okay, here are the winners of the prizes, so that you see that we actually did give them away. So that's artschool.live. Okay. All right. So we're going to get started here. Let's see. What else have I forgotten about? I think I mentioned all the giveaways. So I think that's all we're going to do right now. So next we're going to go, first off, we'll go to Natasha Eisenhauer. We'll bring her up. Natasha, tell us a little bit about what you're doing. You're doing this in pastel.
I am doing it in pastel. I made a decision to make this a 2-to-1 proportion, twice as wide as it is tall. I made a
Okay,
decision.
can you tell us why you made that decision?
Yes, I did it because I enjoy things that draw you into the painting, and the way that I'm going to do the road coming into here, you're going to be able to, it'll give the feeling for the viewer to go into the painting. So that's why I chose to do it in a long, more narrow format. And I am just getting the structures, sort of the idea of where they are in the situation, because it's easier to get the structures down, and then the more organic things can happen around it. So
will you talk to me about your composition? You've got a grid on there. Will you tell people what that's all about?
I only do, it's like I'm kind of shy away from the word grid. I do 2 horizontal and 2 vertical lines on my paper everywhere I go, no matter what I'm painting, because that's a way to keep your subject matter from drifting or from listing downward. It gives you an idea, particularly when structures are involved. It gives you an idea of where your perpendiculars are, so that you don't lose sight of straight up and down. It's easy to do.
Okay. All right.
And, yeah.
I'll let you go ahead and teach for a minute, and then we'll move on to somebody else.
All right. So I'm just trying to make some decisions here about how I want to handle the tree situation and the light with the tree. I am blocking in some area with regard to where I perceive the road to go based on the original reference. Just making some decisions of where that's going to be. And deciding, I make a decision, is this painting going to be going cooler or warmer as it recedes away? So I've made a decision that this is going to be getting warmer as it goes away, because I'm going to allow light to come in and hit these things where you can actually see some sunshine peeking through. Because living in New Mexico, we're big fans of that sunshine. So snow is interesting because I paint a lot of snow subjects, and snow is not white. So that's the biggest thing to remember through the whole process, in my opinion, is that snow is not white, and that that's why it's in pastels, it's really important to decide where your darkest darks are going to be, so that you're not muddying it up, trying to lay that super light snow in right next to it. Whenever I'm painting snow in oil, I can at least cut in over light color or cut over dark color with light color in order to get the darks and lights to be separated. But it's hard to separate them once you've kind of muddied the waters with overlaying the light where the dark really needs to be. So whenever I'm teaching students, what I would be calling this phase of the painting is making your map. You're making your map of where you want everything to be and where are those lightest lights going to occur. And I'd like to decide right away where those lightest lights are going to be.
So you want to get your brightest bright on early on so you can see how things are going to contrast. Is that right?
Well, it's kind of like that. I whenever I teach about the bookends of value. And so I try to be sure that people are finding where the bookends of the value are, because as I see them, some of the darkest darks are going to be lying in this tree here, and some of the lightest lights are going to be on these roofs that are, in my opinion, the sun is going to be coming in from this side. So that's going to cast shadow from the tree. It's going to cast shadow over here in these houses and cast shadow to one side of any tracks or whatever I make. So it's important to know where the lightest lights and the darkest darks are, because the rest of the painting plays to those two things.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll check in with you in a little bit, Natasha.
Awesome.
Thank you. If you just tuned in, this is our Christmas spectacular, and we wanted to give everybody a chance to not have to work right before Christmas, so we're doing it today. I want to thank all of our producers and the people who are involved in putting this together. They put a lot of time into this, and thank the artists. We have 6 artists today, and we have $5,000 worth of prizes. We're going to be on for the next couple hours. Next, we're going to go to Ryan Jensen in California. Ryan, okay, show us what you're up to here.
So I'm painting the snow scene right here on a really flat day, meaning there's zero light. Our light source in this photo is obviously behind the sun. That's a big no-no for me. I love the light. I love painting the light. And immediately I was kind of like, well, everyone else is painting Santa. I want to paint Santa, but this is going to be a challenge to see if I can make this painting on a very dreary day, a sunny day.
I want to tell everybody that Ryan, if you go to his Instagram, has been posting images daily of different Santa Claus paintings he's been doing, and they're fabulous. So it's good to see that you're doing the landscape.
Thank you, Eric. And so my process right now is I tone a white canvas into like a pink kind of color. So it's just a nice warm undertone. And then I'm going to throw some complements in there. I'm going to start getting these colors to harmonize. And I mean, watch this streak of light coming through in here like this, right? It's just
Okay, will you tell everybody that might not know, what is a complement? What does that mean?
That's so if you got cool, like, let's stop thinking about colors for a second. Let's just think about temperature. So cool colors like blue and the cool variation of blue, which is like ultramarine as opposed to the warm cerulean blue. And so I'm using a limited palette of a warm and cool variation of each color of all the primaries. I have alizarin crimson, cad red light. I have cad yellow deep, cad yellow light. I have and the cerulean blue and ultramarine blue and white. And I'm gonna try to make this with that kind of limited palette. I'm not throwing any extra colors in there. And my process right now, so the importance of these warm and cool colors is harmonizing. So contrast exists with light and darks, but it also exists with warm and cool. And so any good painting, you want to play of warm colors and cool colors to really make it start to harmonize. Does that answer your question good?
Yes, it does. Yeah. All right. Well, if you guys like loose, I mean, Brian, yeah. Ryan is the master of loose, and pay close attention to how he holds his brush. Pay close attention to how he moves around, and he's not nitpicking anything.
Correct. Yeah, I'm not nitpicking right now. All I'm doing right now is I'm leaving it susceptible to possibilities. Like, I'm telling you, when you paint this way, a deer might pop up here with one of your accidental strokes, and if you are able to look at what you're doing here in the mirror, you can see that. See, I'm looking at it in the reflection. I'm looking at it in the screen. I'm looking at it in the mirror. I'm trying to change my perspective on the scene, because when you're in the act of doing, right, you're in charge of this, so it's hard to see your own impressionism. But when you take a step back and look in the mirror, I say it all like over and over again, like you're gonna see it like it's like a week down the road. You see it with fresh eyes, and that helps your decision making in a painting.
All right. Okay, we're going to check in with you in a few minutes, and we'll be back. Next up, we have Vicky Sullivan. Vicky is in Australia. Vicky, take it
Hi,
away.
Eric.
You've got a good start already.
I did a bit of a drawing just to get a head start, and then what I did was I just did a quick wash with medium with a bit of burnt sienna just to make it wet, so that I'm sort of painting wet into wet. I'm actually painting on oil painting paper, which is quite different to what I'm used to, but it's kind of nice to work with. And I'm just establishing my darks. So I've mixed up a mixture of a bit of burnt sienna, a bit of alizarin, and a bit of viridian, and just done a bit of the background with very brushy brush strokes. And then for the beard, I've mixed up some transparent yellow oxide and some ultramarine violet and some raw sienna, and just established some of the darks into the beard. And I've done some of the darks. This is transparent yellow oxide with a bit of alizarin and burnt sienna for this the crown sort of thing that he's wearing, or the headpiece. And I've done the darks of the fluffy sort of, I'm not sure what you'd call that, part of his hat, as alizarin and viridian. So, and then I'm going to stick some bright red, cad red on top of that to make it, and maybe with a bit of alizarin to make it really red. And for the skin tones, I'm using lead white, and I've got cad yellow pale, cad yellow deep, cad orange, cad red, alizarin, and I've also mixed up a mixture of ultramarine violet with alizarin and white, just to I'll be putting in some cooler colors. I've put a little bit here on this side, which is a bit cooler, but I'll be placing some of those. I'm sort of playing around doing the warms, and then I'll start putting some cools in as well, just establishing the structure at the moment. So we'll see how we go as I progress.
Okay, so we'll check in with you in a couple of minutes. Thank you, Vicky.
Okay.
All right, next we have Amit Kapoor in India. Amit is a watercolor artist and quite brilliant. And Amit, I should just give you a shameless plug. And that is Amit is doing a very rare US workshop the day before the starting day of the plein air convention. It is a pre-convention workshop in watercolor. We have 3 that day, one in watercolor, one in pastel, and one in oil with Aaron Schur and Joe Paquette. And so Amit Kapoor, you're going to be in North Carolina at the plein air convention for the first time.
Yeah, you are right. And I'm really glad to say that I'm a part of the pace, and I'm looking forward to meet you all there. And today, let's talk about this painting today. And it's there is no light in this picture, but that is what the job of the artist is, to add its own creativity, its own elements in the painting. So in this painting, in this picture, I will try to add my own light and shadow, because I always try to add light and shadow in my all of my paintings. If you have seen my paintings, so here also I will try to add light and shadow, play with the light. And my source of light is coming from my left hand side, so I'll show the shadows. And I added little element over here, which is caravan van over here. It's standing this side in the center, and this is my focal point. So there should be some focal point in the painting, and my focal point is over here. And I'll try to make little crispy this side and more diffuse, and this side I will try to diffuse my painting. So by adding the cool colors with warm colors, little warm colors, to show the yellowish light in the painting. So I'm adding, playing with the two cool and warm colors.
Okay, so
This is my-
Amit, what I need you
Yeah.
to do is to adjust your camera slightly, because we can see your feet, but we can't see the top of the paper. And while you're doing that, I'm just going to show one of your paintings so everybody gets a feel for how good you really are. I am the proud owner of a beautiful painting that he did here when he shot his instructional video with us earlier this year. And he's just an absolutely incredible painter. I don't know how he does it, quite frankly, but
Thank you. Eric.
we still see your feet a little bit too much. And actually, we see them a little bit more. So we need to adjust that just a little bit more. If you can figure out how to bring your camera, tilt it, it needs to tilt upward a little bit.
Like
Yeah.
this.
Can you tilt it more away from your feet towards the top of the canvas?
Okay. Just a minute. Like this.
Yeah, that's good. All right, perfect. Okay. Now we can see the whole thing.
Perfect.
Okay,
Thank
so
you,
how
thank
do
you,
you
Eric.
start a watercolor? What's the first thing you're going to do?
I'll start with the top. I'll try to paint first sky, then come down, and with the help of ultramarine with cobalt blue, I'll try to give more sky color of this color. And also my snow color is the same color, but I will add little yellowish orange to give light yellowish light in my painting. I'll start from top to bottom, then go bottom.
Okay, let's see the magic happen.
Yeah, let's see. I'll try, because I always try to paint more. I always try to capture more light and shadow in my paintings, if you have seen. So this is little tricky, but I'll try to manage. I know that I can do something.
Well, I think that's a really important lesson for everybody, because sometimes we have a scene, we're driving by something, we want to capture it, but the light's not right. And, but we'll take a picture of it anyway, if we don't have a chance to go there and paint in person. And, I take pictures while I'm driving down the road. So sometimes I get a scene that I want to paint, and the light is just awful. So you have to make up the light. Some people, like John McDonald, will take a painting, a picture, put it into Photoshop and put the light in Photoshop. Others will just do it in their head. What kind of paper are you painting on?
I'm using Lana acrylic. This is a beautiful paper. I'm using rough texture, and this is basically a German paper, and I really love this paper, and I'm working from last 3-4 years using this paper, and I stopped using different other brands now.
Would you
I'm
repeat
really
the name
enjoying
of
this
the
paper.
brand, please?
Lana Acrylic.
Lana Acrylic.
Yeah.
Okay. Somebody will put that in the comments, please. So you're painting where the sky holes would be in a tree, but you're not, doesn't seem to be, you're too worried about the structure of the tree right now.
No, because this is out of focus, but just I have given a rough sketch of the trees here, and I will try to leave whites here. Just look like this, and I will add different more colors here with warm colors.
Now you have, looks like your canvas is tilted a lot.
Yeah, because this is, I have put something, and this is not flat. Actually, this is little tilted. So it's like that, little slanted.
All right. Okay. Well, we're going to watch another minute or so, then we're going to move on, and we'll catch up with you in a few minutes after that.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So while he's putting in that sky, we're going to go next to Carole Peebles. Carole is doing the Santa Claus portrait. Carole, welcome back.
Hi there.
Hi there.
Hi.
Wow, you've made incredible progress, and what a perfect likeness.
Thank you. Well, I want to talk to y'all about getting the drawing set up for it. How to get the proportions on. Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay, so when we do portraits, a lot of times people jump into the eyes, nose, and mouth. But what's good is to get the whole gesture of the person, because we're not drawing a picture of a face, we're drawing a picture of a person, ideally. So what I did to start this was I got the height to width of his whole head, including the beard and the hat. And that assures that our overall largest proportion is correct. So we have the height to width there. And you also want the height to width of the entire picture. So I'm addressing it as if it's a master copy. So I'm trying to do exactly what's there. I'm not doing my own spin off of it. I love this Santa, by the way. I think he's really cute.
We generated that with AI.
I I tried to find who was the artist.
There is no artist.
So you really did generate that with AI?
Yeah, I'm the artist. I went into AI and I said, give me a smiling, happy, fat Santa Claus with Rembrandt style lighting.
Oh my gosh. Are you serious? Well, it worked. It worked. Yeah. So anyway, so I'm starting with the height to width. And again, the idea is not to start with eyes, nose, and mouth. And then you want to start blocking in large shapes. So if you notice, you can see my sighting stick. The largest dark shape is the background all the way to part of his face. There's this like large dark here. So again, a beginner would start eyes, nose, and mouth. But what we want to do is get these large shapes, including the figure. And then that'll start building it up in three-dimensional form. So our lightest light is the entire shape right in here. And then this is kind of our darkest dark. So after that, I kind of marked where quadrants are within those perimeters so that when I start to draw the face, I'm not looking and guessing. I'm saying, okay, well, what is the middle of that, height to width that I initially started? What lands at my first quadrant? The nose, the hat, beginning of the beard. So with these little notifications on the side, then that leads me to be very confident on when I start placing features and details and all that.
So the lines on the side are lined up to the bottom of the nose, bottom of the chin, top of the hat, top of the forehead. I've never seen anybody do that. The one thing that's amazing, Carole, is doing this show every day we've now done probably 900 or 1,000 shows with different artists. And every day I learn something new. Now you're using you're using a pencil.
Yes, these are pastel pencils. I laid most of the darks in with really buttery dark soft pastels, but for the smaller shapes, the tighter I get, then I go in for the pastel pencils.
Wow, excellent.
Yeah.
If you guys are new to art, we want you to know that anybody can learn to paint and draw. And it's not about having natural talent. That's a myth. It's about working and learning. And these people that you're meeting today have all worked very hard to learn this, and you can do it too. And we have a whole company devoted to helping you learn. Okay, Carole, we're going to move on and check in with, let's see, who do we need to check in with next? Anne Blair Brown. Okay. Now we've lost part of your canvas. Your camera moved. So
All
we
right.
can't,
I was going to ask you, I'm having a little technical difficulty, but I can.
but we can see your cat. What's your cat's name?
That is Sophie.
Sophie, do you want a treat?
Can you see everything now?
No, we can't. It needs to be tilted up just a little bit. I know it's so hard to do this on the fly.
Well, I did it perfectly yesterday.
Okay. Well, we're going to show a couple of your images in the meantime while you're adjusting that, just to show. And you've got something big coming up with us.
Yeah.
You want to tell everybody about that?
Well, I'll be presenting at the plein air convention in May, and I'll be doing acrylic.
Cool.
I'm on a mission to make people fall in love, or invite them to fall in love with acrylic.
Well, acrylic is so spectacular, and it's actually the #1 medium according to the art supply sales. But the issue is that most of us haven't figured out how to get good results with it, so we give up easily on it. You've gotten incredible results.
Well, what I'm doing now, and when you cut away from me, I'll get a better shot here. For some reason, I'm having trouble with the app here. But what I'm doing here is I'm using an Egbert brush, and I'm just using one brush. And the Egbert is a long filbert, and it's really floppy, and it's hard to control. And that makes it more fun to paint, for me at least. And the other thing I'm doing here is I kind of did a draw-in, and I overstated some of these darks with a warm color, which I'm hoping will combat some of the coolness I'm going to, need to get to portray snow. And then
we're going to give you just a minute to adjust your camera while we're doing that. We'll check in with somebody else. All right, who are we going to check in with now? Ryan Jensen. Okay, what's happened since we talked to you last?
Hey, Eric. I'm cooking right along, just wet into wet paint. I'm not being afraid, because I know that if I go a little too hard, I can just scrape things off with a palette knife. See, it only helps. And I'm keeping edges soft. And what I really want to talk about now is massing large shapes into smaller shapes into detail as you go. I think a lot of artists, where we get stumped and where we start to get into trouble, is if I draw it all in perfectly first, and then I have to color inside those lines. And that's not leaving it up for opportunity. That's not like leaving edges soft with a round tip brush as you go. See, this is a round tip. Edges are staying soft as I cook along, and then I'll work those into tight edges. Because if you look at that, that's like just a lot of soft edges. And now, so when you take these large shapes, and that's what we're thinking about, is that's like a shape. It's like a perspective of a creek going away. Like, I got to think, okay, that's not a creek. That's not water. That's blue. This is all my left brain thinking. What I have to do is hang out in my right brain and relax and see this as just only angularities and dimensions. So an angularity going this way, and a dimension like a shape. And it's a beautiful zone when you're in the space of, it's not a creek anymore, because that's left brain. And so I really want to challenge artists to see things as shapes and just paint that shape. Forget it's a creek, paint the shape. Like, let me try to demo that. What I mean by shape. So boom, 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 boom. Like, that's a triangle shape. See that?
Yep.
That's a triangle shape. Be able to see that. And then like, there's even a square right here. Like we'll break it all the way down to that. And then I don't want to hang out in this area too long. I want to work around the painting all at once to not step on my own impressionism and get lost in my left brain, which is the fear. It's the talking side of the brain where now this isn't working, right? And so, leave it. Overall, as a whole, if I step back, that's why I look in the mirror, is it working? And yeah, and it turns out that little mistake wasn't a mistake after all. And that's where a lot of artists, we can really get hung up and get tortured by not getting it right because someone else.
Do you ever deconstruct when you're working?
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Oh, okay. But look what just happened. Look what just happened. All of a sudden, the distance just happened. That was so cool.
Yeah. So in the background back here, all this stuff doesn't matter. It's only about atmospheric perspective because that's going to fade away. And if I have sharp edges back here, like I just had, like when you said that, it was really on point. I was like, yeah, I got to deconstruct that. I got to beat it up. Like I still know it's there, but I just had the willingness to try something new and like not let it own me, you know? So right? Get it.
Yeah.
And then it's a little too light now.
But you still know it's a house and you can still see the differentiation of light and dark.
Yeah. And now I can work it in again. And I'm making this one up from my mind, and that's hard. But see, I wanted to have a speck of light hitting that house right here. Like I wanted it to be, okay, I'm going to draw it out for you. So I wanted the house to be like this, right? Can you see that?
Yeah.
There's the background.
Yeah.
Now I'm a big believer of not going and messing with it too much. So I got to leave that for now because I kind of like that. Thanks for helping me with that. That's cool. So now I'm going to move over here to these trees. And so
I may not be able to paint, but I can tell other people how to paint.
So right here, this is also another thing. So what is the next decision I need to make that's the right one? Because that's all this painting is a series of corrections. And so I got some stuff going on now. And if I look in the mirror at it, I can see that this is a light coming through here. This is the shadow. This is the lead in to our area of interest right here. We have trees over here that are kind of like, I'm thinking of these as fingers going back, leading us back into the painting, right? So this is leading us in, and this light show is coming up and like a ramp and guiding us right back down into the painting. The reference photo. Can you show them that reference photo right now?
Yeah, we have it up.
All right. So if you look at that, there's no, other than that pine tree on the right, there's no real lead in back into the scene. And there's obviously no light. Now, that's no excuse. I believe we could show up there and paint that well. That would be a good test. But if I'm trying to survive as an artist, I need to sell paintings. I need to do the best light. That's my job. I don't want to hang out on paintings like that. That's not to say I can't learn from them, but I want the light. And so let me explain what this light's doing. We have an intersection right here. Okay. I don't want to have light coming down right here because then it's not an intersection. Then it's just a bunch of, I don't know where to look, but I'm kind of cozy right here because I'm in the shade now. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And there's the light. I don't want a bunch of different light shows. Like I might have another one peeking through right here a little bit, maybe a sliver right there, but
yep.
That's it. I'm here in the shade. That's be able to look at that. I would say to the audience, like, look at that in paintings. Look at how the artist puts you in the shade. I have a little bit right here because that's what the shadow would be doing. But yeah, moving around the painting and not getting stuck in one area is the name of the game. If you can do that, you're going to be okay. If we get stuck, be able to practice self-awareness and understand, okay, I'm getting stuck. Stop. Just leave that alone. It's beating you. Go over here. Work over here. And you're going to come back to this little area and realize that wasn't really a mistake after all. But if it is, correct it. And I would say, like what you said earlier, it's the most important thing. the deconstruction phase, like get paint on and then don't be afraid to deconstruct. And you can really like evolve a style that way.
All right, we're going to check back with you in a few minutes.
Cool.
If you just tuned in, we're Art School Live. I'm Eric Rhoads, publisher of a couple of art magazines and several newsletters and conventions and events and artist retreats. It's like Walt Disney for artists, I suppose. The goal here today and every day on Art School Live is to show you that you can do this, that you can learn this, that there's no magic. The magic is practice, learning from great masters and practice. And anybody can do this. You just have to understand that there's no special talent required. Everybody seems to think that, but it's not true. These people that you're seeing today and thousands of other artists who have been on this program and on our stage have all learned a process. And so if you're looking at these painters and going, oh, I wish I could do that, and your self-talk is like, no, I can't do that, you're wrong. Just say, instead of saying, I can't do that, just say, I haven't been able to do that yet, but I will do it. I will do it. And put your mindset in the right place. Okay, we have 6 artists today from all over the world. Next, we're going to Amit Kapoor, who's a watercolor artist in India. It's making great progress. Amit, give us an update.
Yeah. Yeah, please tell me.
I said, give us an update. What are you doing now?
Okay, I started with the sky and just try to add at the same time cool and warm colors. I told you that I will give yellowish light, so I used yellow-orange color in this, and I will show the light is coming from this side, so I will give the shadows this side, and I'm just giving right now my first layer in 3 layers. Actually, I always try to finish in 3 layers. First is my wash, second is more darker, and third is absolutely the darkest part, in some places, where it is required or needed, right?
Well, with
So
watercolor,
here
you
also
really
I'm
have
doing
to
the
build
same
up
thing.
darks.
And hello?
I
Yeah.
said with watercolor, you really have to build up your darks, don't you?
Yeah, actually, it's a game of the layers. I told you that, and I'm just doing the same thing. This is just my first wash, and in the second in the second layer, I will give more darks where it is required, and maybe in just 15 or 20 minutes, I will going to finish this one, because this is not that much, because watercolor is more spontaneous and fast. If you paint slow, then you will lose the charm of the painting. So you have to be fast. Maybe in this kind of painting needs not more than 45 minutes or half an hour or 45 minutes. If I'll paint slow, then I know that I will going to spoil this painting. So that's why I'm doing little fast, and I'm just trying to give, from my half closed eyes, I'm looking, and I'm just trying to give more darks in my painting right
Okay,
now.
and to people watching, Amit added a road and he added a van parked on the side of the road.
I couldn't get you.
I said you added a van and you added a road.
Yeah. I added a road coming from this side, and van is standing here, and I will give more depth here when it is, because the temperature over here is little low, so it's drying very slow. So I need a time first it should dry, then only I can add my second layer. So this is my van, and these are the houses over there, and I'll try to give this part more blurry kind of thing, which is like out of focus from the camera. So this is my main focal point. So I will give more crispy here, and want to give more focus on this side. So this is my focal point, center point, this van and this part.
Okay. All right. We're going to let you do just a little bit more, and then we're going to move on. We're going to start doing some giveaways. If you are trying the link for giveaway, if it's not working for you, go to streamlinegiveaway.com/ASL for Art School Live, streamlinegiveaway.com/ASL. But otherwise, we'll put the graphic up on the stream. Go to artschool.live and get your name and email in there right away, because we're going to give away some prizes in just a minute. And including, we've got $5,000 worth of prizes. We're going to give some away live And so we've got subscriptions to Plein Air Magazine, to Fine Art Connoisseur. We have some videos that you can stream. We have over 600 videos that we've produced with the top artists, and those videos are at painttube.tv, and that's our place where we do it. We are going to give away a ticket to the Plein Air Convention. Wow, that's coming up in May. And a ticket to Watercolor Live, Plein Air Live, Pastel Live, and Realism Live. Okay, so I want to just quickly play this promo for you for an event that's coming up in January for you watercolor nuts and people like me who were not watercolor nuts but have decided that I needed to master watercolor because I can't always paint in my other preferred medium. And what's happening to me is watercolor is now starting to become my preferred medium. As a matter of fact, I did last night, please don't judge me, but I did this little watercolor painting of Santa Claus last night just so I could say that I did it, because I can't do it here while I'm doing the show. Okay, let's go to that promo right now. This is the largest art conference in the world. People tuning in from 30, 40 countries, people tuning in from all over the United States and Canada. It's really an incredible event, and we are so excited that it continues. We created this for COVID, but people said, keep it alive, because we can't always get on an airplane and go to something like the Plein Air Convention. So 4th annual Watercolor Live, and Amit Kapoor, our guest today, one of our many guests today, is going to be teaching online, as several of them are. And Amit is coming over from India to do a very rare pre-convention watercolor workshop at the Plein Air Convention. So sign up for the convention, sign up for the workshop. We'd love to have you. Okay, who are we going to next? Let's see who shows up. Okay, Anne Blair Brown is painting in acrylics, and somehow your camera got turned sideways, but we can see.
Oh, goodness. You know what?
Oh, goodness.
This went great on the test on Tuesday.
Yeah, I know. Well, you're a better painter than you are a technologist, I guess, right?
I'm not real impressed with myself right now, but
No, that's okay. Tell us, just with your finger, tell us what you've been doing, and then we'll come back to you once you get this straightened out.
Okay, sounds good. Sorry about that. So, really what I'm doing is I've used an Egbert brush to just loosely fill in everything. I'm overstating color, I'm pushing values, and then I'm going to come back and try to give it, more of a sense of a snowy atmosphere after I fix my camera.
Okay, cool. All right, next we're going up to Natasha in New Mexico. Natasha is painting in pastel. Wow, you have made incredible progress. Tell us about what you're doing.
Well, I'm currently, I am adding layers to elements. That's a mistaken thing about people that haven't tried pastel, is they think, well, you just reach in the box and you pick up the color. And I can assure you the color won't be there. Everything that you do is a result of layering color upon color to get there, and further increasing the idea of the temperature, which I'm warming as I go off into the distance. It's cooler at my feet. Kind of the same thing I think it was Ryan talking about going out of the dark and into the light. You know, it's nice to have it blue because the warm is beckoning and it wants you to come out into the warm. So that's what I am currently doing, is building layers and adjusting colors so I get all the color the way that I want it to look.
Okay, terrific. So what are your next steps going to be?
Well, you know, it really, once you know where everything is, that's the rest of the painting, is that you're spending all that time. I call it pushing and pulling in order to get to your optimum temperature. And all of this is done with the super light touch, so that there's a lot of room a lot of tooth left to try to fill up. You have a lot of room for a lot of layers. So the key to a really great pastel painting is a light hand, a very light touch.
Awesome. Okay, we're going to be back to you in a minute. Okay, if you just tuned in, we've got the largest audience we've had since COVID. This is our Christmas Spectacular. I'm Eric Rhoads. We're here every day at 12 noon, every weekday, Eastern Time, 12 noon, and we have different artists teaching. Today we have 6 artists teaching. Now I'm going to do something I've never done on the show. I am going to do an Instagram Live. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so we are live, and I just want to tell you guys that something is happening right now that has never happened before. And that is, I'm live in 2 different places. I'm live on YouTube and I'm live on Instagram. And I'm actually in the middle of my show, Art School Live, and today is our Christmas Spectacular. And today we have 6 different artists on. We have Anne Blair Brown, we have Ryan Jensen, we have Vicky Sullivan. Let's see, who else do we have? We've got, I can't see my screen. And we are basically getting on there and helping people really learn about art. So today we have Amit Kapoor from India, Vicky Sullivan from Australia, Natasha Eisenhauer from New Mexico, Anne Blair Brown in Nashville, Ryan Jensen in California, and Carole Peebles in New Orleans. And we are about to begin the 2nd hour of the Christmas Spectacular. What's really cool is we're watching all these different mediums: oil, pastel, watercolor, acrylic, and we're seeing people construct 2 different paintings. One is a Santa Claus painting, the other is a snow scene. And we're on right now. If you go to YouTube and go look for Eric Rhoads Art School Live, you will find us live on YouTube right now. And if you go there live while you're on Instagram, then you'll see us live in 2 different places. And then we're also on my Facebook page live and Twitter live and some other places. So what we would like for you to do is to tune in right now and meet these artists and see the demos, because we love seeing what they're doing. I am in my studio downstairs in my hall of portraits. I have 27 portraits done by some of the world's leading artists back here with me. And it's kind of fun to be able to show those. But we hope that you'll join us live right now. Just go to artschoollive.com, or just go to, you can go to artschoollive.com. By the way, we're giving away today $5,000 worth of prizes. Did I mention that? And if you want to win those prizes, go to artschool.live, put in your email and everything, and we're going to pick from those people, some right now and some later in the replays. And so make sure you get that. I think it's time to give away some prizes. So you guys need to tune in and just go there right now, go to YouTube and look for Art School Live. And I'm going to say goodbye now, but we're having a great time today. We've got several hundred people watching right now, and we hope that you'll join in right now. So come and join us. All right. I'm going to say goodbye. Goodbye. Okay. So now I can't close out of this darn thing. So this is my fat fingers. Okay. So next we're going to go to Ryan Jensen. We'll check in with Ryan Jensen again. Ryan, tell us what you're doing right now.
Hey, Eric. I'm just working it forward. Like I said before, I'm just now looking at what it needs. So
Give us a kind of a quick overview of what you've done so far. You put a road in or a stream in, you changed the light. Let's pull up the reference image so they can see that. There we go. Okay. Now let's go back to it.
So when we are in plein air and we're painting, it's so easy to get locked into what's there. And I think it's pretty honorable sometimes to be able to do that and paint exactly. And if you could pull it off, it's great. But rarely, this is nothing new. Rarely does a scene present us with a perfectly designed composition. So it's up to us to move a tree from way over there to way over here, to take another tree, another character. And we want to think about this as a balance of shapes. Let's talk about shapes for a second.
Okay.
So let's say that there was you walked out to paint and there was a bunch of spheres, a bunch of circles. Well, contrast now we talked about exists in value, dark and light. Contrast we talked about earlier exists in color, warm and cool. And then contrast also exists in shape. All right, so there's circles. Well, what's a circle need to contrast a circle? Certainly not an oval. That's not enough contrast. It would need it needs a triangle shape. It needs a long cylinder shape. It needs different shapes, but like you don't want to put like a lemon next to a round bowl, right? You want to put it next to a square bowl kind of thing. But just there's contrast in shapes. Be aware of that when you're out painting and you're wondering why it's kind of like, because there's no juxtaposition of strange, awkward shapes to capture that effect of reality. Nature luckily does this for us naturally. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. Okay, so you just added a little more dark to the back there.
Yeah. So let's talk about edges now. Being able to have the guts to break some edges. Okay. When the painting is too stiff, you don't try to think your way sometimes to a positive result there. Try to take action. And something I do if this painting is stressing me out is just break a bunch of edges back there. Okay. So the 4 types of edges we want to think about when we're painting are lost edges. We're 2 values that are similar. One's in front of the other, however. There's a similar value back here. Well, you can break an edge in between those. And so, but our left brain says we have to keep an edge. See this barn? Well, if the color was the same in the background, I could drop the edge of that barn and have a completely lost edge there. And if I knock out the value of the top of the barn, then I should be able to describe that there's a barn right there. Does that lost edge make sense?
Yeah.
Okay,
Sure does.
Do I have longer, Eric?
Yeah, you have longer, Ryan.
Let's go. So we got now hard edges. Hard edges are easy. That just comes naturally when you start painting, especially with a flat tipped brush. That's going to create hard edges.
Mm-hmm.
I would stay away from those. I mean, you can pull off hard edge paintings a lot, but the way we see when we're looking at subject is everything else peripheral. So blurry, soft edges, where we're not looking. So this is going to be the best piece of advice right here. Be able to see where the viewer wants to look, like straight down this stream, and maybe over here a little bit. Maybe it's right here. I think it should happen naturally through the painting process, but our direct focal point, where we want the viewer to look, needs to be crisp and in focus. Photoshop kind of does this naturally. AI does this naturally. And so keep those edges hard where you want the viewer to look. Everything else soft. Okay, so then we got broken edges. Let's give an example of a broken edge in this. So I've been breaking edges this whole time. If this line right here for this shadow was a little too hard, what it needs is just a little bit of a broken edge right there. Does that make sense? Because this is going to travel my eye. And now this is serving as a way to take the eye way out here.
Yeah.
It's hard
well,
edge.
and a straight line is boring.
It is.
A hard edge. If it's too hard for too long, it's boring.
Like, yeah, exactly. And you got to break that. I got to slow the eye down from getting out. So, And this just kind of happens naturally in the painting process. But you see how I just can break these edges? And now it also seems to almost get this magic sense of life going. It's really wonderful, and it takes the edge off everything, and will give you a rejuvenating sense of hope when you're working. Just like, what am I doing? This is not working. Oh, let's just take it off. Let's take the edge off, right? Let's break some edges, and that's the magic sauce right there. And then we talked about lost edges, we talked about hard edges, we talked about broken edges, and then we just got now, I think, soft edges.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the 4 types.
Okay, there's a question for you from tomorrow, which asks, what is the nice warm brick red that you're using?
So that's the illusion. When I started this, I started out with a white canvas, and that is a great question. So we just took alizarin crimson, my cool red, and then I took some white and I covered the whole canvas hastily, real quick, and I wiped it in. And instead of white now, my canvas is just pink. And the pink you're seeing through is the vibration of life. It's just like and it takes the edge
stained
off.
glass.
Yeah, and this just makes everything harmonized. Now, if I have cools here, I have little pieces of pink showing through. That's really going to help. But yeah, and then so now I got to look at the value game. I got to blur my eyes. I got a bunch of dark areas here. So these are the darkest darks, but right there, that's kind of a dangerous little area. Pay attention here. This is really important. So bam, bam, bam. I got to be able to step back, blur my eyes at the whole scene and look at that and be like, okay, well, I know that the viewer's eye is going to go right there.
Yep.
And right there, because dark in paintings holds weight. And it's just like, you got to think about it like, okay, you're gravitating the eye right there, right there. Now I can do a number of things. I can now darken the rest to take the tension off these dark areas, which I don't know if I'm going to do yet. Or I could probably lighten that up a little bit, but you could soften an edge too about it. But I take your finger and do stuff like that sometimes. People don't see, but wearing gloves and a finger can be one of the best paintbrushes with impressionism and plein air. And people are like, how do you get so much energy to your work? Oh, I just mess it up a bunch. But I get the overall principles right of everything I'm talking about today.
All right. Okay, Ryan, we're going to move on. But before we do, we're going to give away a plein air convention, a full registration to the plein air convention, which is coming up. I don't know if we have a slide or not, but Ryan, if you'll help me do this. I guess we already picked Amadine. Will you come on screen? My producer, Amadine, everybody come on screen.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you for doing this. Amadine just had a baby. Doesn't she look great?
Thank you, Eric. You're too nice.
Okay. So how are we doing this? How are we going to give this away?
We just picked one person from the comments just a few minutes ago.
Oh, from the comments.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, let's do it. Let's do this differently. Since we're picking this one from the comments. Okay. Everybody go into the comments right now and say, I want to win plein air convention. Go. You can put your variation of that. And if you get them in there, and then we're going to scroll through and pick a name. And the way we're going to do this is and we will do other prizes on the replays, but get in there now in the comments and say, I want to win a plein air convention ticket. And then what we're going to do is we're going to scroll through, and then Ryan's going to yell stop, and wherever we land, that's going to be the winner. Does that sound like a plan?
Comments. Yep.
All right. Now, I don't know if you guys are doing it. All right. Now,
Yeah.
I'll give you guys all a chance to put something in. I want to win. Get in there now. We have people watching from all over the world today. I would estimate about 30 countries. So thanks to all of you. I'm going to stall for a minute while you're getting your comments in. Art School Live is here every day at 12 noon. We've been doing it since COVID began. We've probably done 900 or 1,000 episodes. Everyone teaching art. Everything's different every day. And I've learned so much. I need to do a book of all this stuff. Anyway, we hope that if you're new today, that you'll join us. We're here every day, 12 noon. We put the replays out. They're on YouTube. They're on Facebook, Instagram, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Now we're going to scroll to the beginning of the comments where people are starting to say they want to win. And let's put,
comment for a second. I'm not going to say stop yet.
well, no, I'm going to tell you to say stop. And okay, I'm going to scroll and you just say stop. Ready? We'll count down. Go. Ryan?
Stop.
Okay. The winner is Liz D'Amelio. I don't know where Liz is. Liz, put something in the comments, and you're going to have to email me, Eric at Plein Air Magazine. We'll make sure you get your prize. You are getting a full ride to the Plein Air convention, and that's really, really, really cool. So congratulations. That's going to be in the Smoky Mountains in May. They're getting big again now that COVID is over. We were pretty big last year, but we sold more this year than we did entirely last year. And we actually are close to a sellout. So congratulations. Okay. All right, Ryan, thank you. Now, next, we're going to go to who we going to next. Dean just put me in with somebody. Vicky Sullivan in Australia. Wow, that's really coming together. Tell us what you're doing here.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, at the moment, I'm at the scary bit for me is doing the eyes and making sure they're lining up. So he's on a bit of an angle, my Santa. He's sort of looking that way. And so, I want to make sure that the two corners of the eye are lining up, which they seem to be. And then I'm just going to have to adjust this nose a bit. So I'm just doing the tiny little features. So I started off with really big, broad colors, kept it really loose. And, I'm trying to get the form of the face. So the shape of the face and keeping it round with the round cheeks, making sure the shadows are on the right side and then, going in with the lights and turning the form as much as I can in a short time. And and now I'm just doing the eyes and I'm leaving the lights, the really light bits until last. So, I've been putting all my darks in and then I'll sneak up with my lights and put the lights in on the beard and everything. I've got the shadows in the beard just to get the shape, but then later on I'll thicken up with some whites and and then I might play around with the headdress a little bit as well if I get time. We'll see how we go.
All right.
But,
so you have the most unique maul stick in the world, which I saw when you were here filming your video. And you have a guy that 3D printed that for you. Does he make those available for sale?
Yeah, it's mailfork.com.
Let's write it in
.au. But yeah, I'm the tester.
Miles Fork, Fork.
MAHLFORK. Mailfork.
Okay, somebody put that in the comments because this will be a Christmas gift for him. He'll get thousands of orders. And we'll make him
so good. And he has a few different styles and I get to test them out. I'm sort of his tester. And then so I say, look, make it with this one, we had to make it a bit more round and it's just perfect. It hangs on there. And then he's made this great little hand rest as well for the really fine details. And you can order them online and he ships them all over the world. And his name's Fred.
This is his Christmas gift. We're in a generous spirit today. And so we're going to give him a little publicity. We like to help people, especially small businesses. So
yeah, and he's an artist as well. His name is Fred Whitson.
Fred Winston?
Whitson. WHITSON. He's an artist as well and a very nice man. So
okay. Yeah. So I'm going to give away another prize right now, and I need your help, Vicky. So here's what we're going to do. Amadine, pick something we're going to give away and put it on the screen. I'll tell you what. Let's give away a digital subscription to Fine Art Connoisseur magazine. It's a bi-monthly publication. It's award-winning. One thing about our magazines is we use thick paper and great printing, and so you can't see through the pages. We're really proud of that. And we just, we even though it costs us more money to do that. And other companies would be like, save the money. And we like to save money too, but we want to do it right. So if you ever see thin paper with us, you know we're in financial trouble. Anyway, it's not thin. Right now, we're going to give away Fine Art Connoisseur. So if you want to win, in the comments, say, I want to win, go in there now, and we're going to start. And what we'll do is we'll have Vicky tell us when to stop. So go in right now. Vicky, you tell me a little bit more about your painting while we're waiting for people to put something in the comments, and we will,
Okay, let me think. Well, yeah, I just sort of roughly did that back. I've re-established the background a bit when you mentioned Rembrandt background. So I made it a little bit darker around him so that he'll stand out a little bit more. I'm trying to keep that really happy, cheery look on his face. So, you know, as I said, I started off with the big broad shapes, and now I'm zeroing in a little bit, and the eyes will be a really big feature of having him look cheery, I think.
Yeah, I struggled with that, Vicky. I did this watercolor last night, and I struggled with it. It's very weak, but you know, I had to do something, and
it's a good try. And
it's a
doing
good
all
try,
that,
but it's just really, really difficult. And I've never done portraits in watercolor, so I learned a little bit on Watercolor Live. And so anyway, okay, we're ready. So what I'm going to do is you come back on camera, and I'm going to scroll through. I'm going to say we're starting now, and then I'll start scrolling, and then I'll pick a name. You ready?
great prize.
Okay, it is a great prize. Okay, let me know when.
Okay, when? Stop.
Okay, Kenneth Grody. Kenneth Grody, you just won a subscription to Fine Art Connoisseur, digital subscription. By the way, we do something really unique, Vicky. In our magazines, we do digital subscriptions. Everybody does digital subscriptions, but we add 30% more content. We always have more stuff, more images we can't use because printing is expensive. So we do extra stories, extra images, so 30%. And of course, most of the people outside of the United States get the digital, so they don't have to wait for postage. But that's a cool thing. So anyway, Kenneth Grody, send me a note, Eric at Plein Air Magazine, and we will make sure that you get your digital subscription. Okay, Vicky, we're going to move on to our next person, Amit Kapoor. Amit, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, you're making great progress.
Yeah, it's almost over, just little touches, and then you have to stop somewhere around 70 or 80%. You don't have to complete each and everything. The beauty of the watercolor is you have to stop somewhere, to show some bold strokes in your painting. And you don't need to give more details, because we are making a painting. It should look like a painting, not a picture. So this is in my own way I'm doing this, and trying to give more light and shadow with the cool and warms. And it's almost over now, and just trying to give little I will give here little more depth inside the house, and these doors and windows. And that's it. I don't want to do more and more things to if I'll do more, and I know that I'll spoil everything. So I have to stop myself here and just give little bit of depth in my painting. That's it.
Okay.
It's almost over now.
Looks like you have a tube of something white in your hand. Is that right?
Yeah. This is Chinese white watercolor. This is Indian camel cocoa. I tried many whites of different brands, but I really love this one, because this is more this has more strong pigment. And but this is absolutely transparent, semi-transparent, I must say. That it's not pure transparent, but this have very strong pigment, so I'm using this. And I touched little bit here, this side, and trying to give light over here, like this, and just giving more highlights here, so that it will look more catchy, and like this.
So what is the brand of that paint?
This is Camel Kukoyo. This is Japanese, actually.
Okay.
It is actually Indian brand, but Japan, that brand Kukoyo, they have collaborated with this, and now it is camel cocoa color.
Okay.
So it's I think they are selling only in India. It's not outside India. So
I'll get some
I
when I'm in
really
Japan. I'm taking a group of painters to Japan in March.
okay, okay. I really don't know whether they are selling over there or not, but
Oh,
this is with the collaboration of Japan now,
I
and
see.
this is really beautiful white. I have used many different shades of different brands of whites, but this is much more stronger than other ones. Yeah,
Okay. Amit, will you help me do a giveaway right now?
yeah, okay.
Okay, so I'm going to give away a ticket to Watercolor Live, which is coming up in January. It's 3 full days. I will give you a ticket to all 4 days, including the Essential Techniques Day. Amit is going to be teaching on Watercolor Live along with 25 other top masters. And it's all online. So we'll give away a ticket to that. So if you want to win a ticket to Watercolor Live, just put Watercolor Live or WCL in the comments and start doing that right now. And we'll be giving away more if you go and register at the website as well. But right now, let's just go ahead and put Watercolor Live or something in the comments. And so I'm going to give you all a minute. Amit, tell me more about your painting while they're putting that in the comments. And you talk to me about why you added color, because the original image does not have any of that color in it, any of those yellows.
Yeah,
Talk to
yeah,
me
yeah.
about
I
that.
told you before also, it is there is no light in the picture. If you see, it is without sun. So, but if you'll add your light and shadows, that will create more drama in your painting. So I always say that try to add drama in your painting, which is very important. So try to play with the light and shadow, which gives more weight, volume, depth in your painting. So I'm doing that, and I try to add this reddish and orangish color in my painting so that it will look like that it is evening time, and yellowish light is coming and falling on the snow and all those objects, houses and this van. So it's a game of cool and warm colors, and it always looks good, more
Okay.
attractive.
All right. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to start scrolling through the people who have said, I want Watercolor Live. And I'll tell you when to start. And then you tell me when to stop, and we'll pick a name. Are you ready?
Okay.
Okay. So just let me know when to stop.
Okay, you can start.
Okay. Ginger Tumlinson. Jennifer Tumlinson. All right, Jennifer, you're going to go to Watercolor Live. Congratulations. And we'll throw in Essentials Day for you as well. Just drop me an email, Eric@Plein Air Magazine, and I will make sure that you get your prize. Congratulations. I'll tell you what, let's do one more to Watercolor Live. Okay. So we had so many people want to go. So Amit, tell me when to stop.
Okay. Maybe you can stop now.
Okay. Mary Beth Harrison Art, you're going to Watercolor Live 24.
Congratulations, Mary.
Congratulations. All right. You get all 4 days, including Essentials Day. So make sure you send me a
Wow.
note, Eric@Plein Air Magazine. We'll make sure you get that prize. Congratulations. Okay, Amit, we're going to check in with our other artists now. Hang around even if you finish, or if you decide to start something new, let us know. Okay, now we're going to go to Natasha in New Mexico. Natasha, show us what you've done.
There you go. I'm still working out temperatures and any last suggestion of things that I wanted to put for interest. You know, some footprints in the snow, and this mailbox, I realized probably that brick structure there by the side of the driveway was a mailbox, but you know, it's not really clear. So I wanted it to be clear that this was a mailbox, and there's a letter in it with the red flag. Use the red flag to counter the red door of the house. So there would be a little something to draw you between the two things. And it's very unclear as to what the vegetation is back here, but I'm thinking wistfully about when there's a lot of snow and you get a little bit of low light that's cutting in under the clouds. And you start to get a little bit of the sparkle in the trees. So that's what's happening in the back. And, you know, to people who do plein air and then they come back in the studio and work a studio painting, this is about as great an expression of what I mean when I say that photos lie. Now, where that photo is very, very true that you gave us, standing there would be very, very beautiful. But like everybody said, they've had to add color and they've had to do some shifting in order to make it interesting, to make it exciting and something that you want to go into, because otherwise it's very flat. So I think that plein air painting is wonderful because you learn what the truth is. So when you come inside with a photograph, you can apply that truth that you know.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. We'll check back in with you in a bit. Okay, so before we go on, I wanted to tell you something that my producer just told me, and that is that we have a big announcement at the end of the program, which I think we're probably going to end about the top of the hour, and that'll be 2 full hours for us. And it's a big announcement. Should I tell them now or should I think I'll wait, but it's four incredible giveaways that you're going to be blown away by. You got to be here to win. Okay. 4 incredible giveaways. Okay. Next, we're going to go to Carole Peebles. Carole, sorry. Oh, we have not been with you for a while. You are just incredible.
Hi, thank you so much. I want to talk to you about color changes and light shifts in the planes of the face. Okay. So something when you're working with color to keep in mind is that when you have a value change, like here we have a strong light to a strong dark, there's often a color change. So you see there's like a little stripe of really bright saturated color in between that plane change. And if you can find the right temperature and the right color for that little bitty line, it just helps skin look a little bit more translucent. And so you put it in kind of very simply, and then you can, with your pencil, just kind of knock it down. So that
some people used to call that the bed bug line. It's like a bed bug was walking along where the light and shadow met.
Yeah. So I think that really helps, especially with skin. And something about the beard I wanted to mention. I noticed one of the artists today who was painting snow said that snow is not white. You know, it's the reflected color around it. And it's kind of the same thing with the beard. Most of this is a lot of different colors. I started on color fixed paper, which is kind of a brick color. So the whole thing was this color. Then I added my darks. And so this whole beard originally was that strong orange. And then I started adding ochres and grays. And I did come up with some whites, but just in a very few spots. And so what I'm doing is blocking in the large, simple values. And then on top of that, I'm going to go in and find, you know, a few more of these curls with a light, but probably not white, you know, something like more like a skin color or an off-white. And I wanted to mention that because that's something you often see when people are trying to do beards. They make the beard white because they're thinking it should be white. But it's usually something else, like my hierarchy of light in this picture, you know, is arguably up here or on the skin, or maybe just 1 or 2 little spots. So that means everything else for that beard has to be knocked down in terms of value in order for it to look like hair and be fluffy and have a texture to it.
All right. Hey, do you want to help me give away a prize?
I would love to.
Okay. Well, you have been on Realism Live teaching. It's not coming up till November, but I'm going to give away a full 3 days plus the Essentials Day to Realism Live in November. And I don't know if we even have all the faculty up there yet. I'm sure we don't. But everybody, you want to be in Realism Live, say Realism Live in the comments, or I want Realism Live, or REL or something. And then as soon as they start coming in, then we're going to have Carole help us pick. So in the meantime, why don't you just tell us a little bit more about what you're doing?
Okay, so as a develop, the thing to remember, pitfalls are that we tend to get sucked into one spot, like trying to fixate on an eye, a nose, or a mouth. So it's good to jump around and always think not details, but edges. So when we squint down, one of the first things you want to do is say, okay, what is my hardest edge? When you squint down from the top of the piece all the way to the bottom, what is the hardest edge of light to dark? So for me, arguably it's right in here. And then you say, what is my softest edge? What edge can I barely see? You know, like maybe from the arm to the side of his belly. So when you start detailing, your eye always jumps back and say, okay, is it that hard of a contrast? It can't be that, because that's my extreme. Is it that soft of a contrast? It can't be that soft, because that's my extreme. And you develop your details with your eye in those checks. You know, they're like a warning spot for you. So every decision is governed by your understanding of contrasts and light. And that keeps everything kind of coming into focus as a whole, rather than working piecemeal where you kind of finish one spot, and then you have a lot of really great spots, but then they don't look, you know, like they're attached to the same person.
Yeah. So how far away from being finished do you think you are on this?
Oh, I could easily spend 3 more hours on it.
Oh,
I mean,
could you really?
Well, you know, if the goal is like a master copy attempt to do this AI drawing, which is very tempting, I want to do it. Yeah, I could. I mean, look at all that wonderful detail. That's so much fun. I really love this Santa. So, yeah, I would go in and, you know, find all the curls and all of the subtlety in his clothes. So that's what I'm going to continue on. And like something is just always comparing. You know, if we look at the jacket that he's wearing and then the detail on the arm, you just want to be asking yourself which one jumps out more. You know,
Okay, we have a bunch of comments now. So you tell me when to start and stop. Well,
Okay.
let's start and you tell me when to stop.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, stop.
Oh, you're quick. Okay, it is Svetlana Proskuvorvuska. Sorry, I wanted to put my name in for a prize lottery. I'm joining from Latvia. All right, Svetlana, congratulations.
Oh, how
Okay,
wonderful.
you're going to be going to Realism Live. The way to get your prize is to email me, Eric at Plein Air Magazine, and I will make sure that you get that prize. And you can attend online from Latvia. And you might have to be up in the middle of the night for part of it, but that's okay. You can watch replays as well. A lot of people just watch replays, so you can do it in person or live.
Can I mention something?
Yes.
I just had to say, what a coincidence, because my mentor, Ausiklis Ozals, who taught me how to draw and paint, he's from Latvia.
Really?
So what are the chances?
Yeah, really. Well, that's fabulous. Congratulations. Okay, we'll check back in with you, Carole. We're going to go to the top of the hour, then we're going to wrap up our Christmas spectacular. If you're just tuning in, that's what we're doing today. We have a whole bunch of different artists doing different mediums and painting either a Santa Claus or a snow scene. Our artists are Amit Kapoor, Natasha Isenhauer, Ryan Jensen, Vicky Sullivan, and Anne Blair Brown. And did I miss anybody? I don't think I did. Oh, and Vicky, yeah, okay, and Carole Peebles, of course, who we just saw. So, artists, you're all on together. You having a good time?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's give away another prize. We'll do it together. Amadine, what do we have? What's our prize now? Everybody, okay. So let's do a ticket to Plein Air Live. And by the way, Amit Kapoor is teaching on Plein Air Live this year, not Watercolor Live. I made that mistake. So I'll tell you what, we're going to do 3 prizes. So let's keep that up there for a second, Amadine. You put in just, I want to go to, you put in the one you want to go to, or you might end up getting one you don't want to go to. So you have a choice of, well, we'll give away a Plein Air Live and a Pastel Live. And we'll give away another Watercolor Live right now, okay? And these are 4-day events. You can watch them online. So go, put something in the comments. And so first off, Amit, tell me when to stop.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's take that slide down. Okay, Amit, when do I stop?
Yeah. Yeah, you can start.
I can stop. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see here. Okay, this says Realism Live, please. I'm not sure what you're winning, but you'll get one of them. Chuck Gregory, I want Realism Live. Chuck, you know what to do. Email me, Eric at Plein Air Magazine. Okay, next, Natasha, tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay. Okay, let's see here. Shannon Dana says she wants Realism Live. Okay, we'll just give you what you want. That's the way we're going to do it. Shannon, you're also winning Realism Live in November. Congratulations. Email me, Eric at Plein Air Magazine. Okay, Anne, tell me when to stop.
All right. Now.
Now. Wow. Wow, you got a lot of people who want Realism Live. Eric K., you want Realism Live. You're going to go to Realism Live. Congratulations. Email me, Eric at Plein Air Magazine. Congratulations. Okay, let's see. Vicky, tell me, let's see. Let me scroll down here a little further. Okay, Vicky, tell me when to stop.
Ready, set, stop.
Okay, Tom Brown is going to Plein Air Live, please. Okay, Tom, you won. Congratulations. Okay, next, Ryan Jensen. Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay, Kelly McCurdy. Kelly McCurdy, you're going to Plein Air Live. Congratulations. Okay, did I give away it? Let's see. Who didn't give one away yet? Anne, did we have you do one?
Yes.
You did?
Wait, no.
No, you didn't. Okay, tell me when to stop, Anne.
Stop.
Okay, Mary Frieda. Mary Frieda, you're going to Plein Air Live. Congratulations. All right. Okay, artists, what we're going to do is we're going to go for another 20 minutes or so, and we're going to stop at the top of the hour. And so I'll be checking in with each of you. I'm going to get back to Anne Blair Brown right now because Anne had some camera issues. Okay, Anne, tell us what's going on. We can't see the top of your canvas, but we can see from the roof line down. So let's just go ahead and not try to adjust. Let's just tell us what's happening. Maybe you can slide your table towards you. That might be easier.
I can move this.
Okay. Oh, that's perfect. Okay,
Yep.
good.
Okay, good. This has been a layering process with acrylic because it dries a little bit darker as you paint, which actually kind of works in my favor because especially with a scene like this, the darker the better, then I can keep lightening it. So it's been really fun to watch it dry and then watch it go away and then reestablish it.
So what do you have to do to keep your acrylics? Do you spray them? What do you do?
Yes. So I have a little spray bottle that I use, and I will note that I squeezed these paints out probably an hour and a half, 2 hours ago. And if I keep spritzing them, they're supple and they're working great.
How often do you have to spritz them?
It just, when I feel like they're getting stiff, I'll just go in there and spritz them.
Okay.
And you see, I work within the pot, like the same piles of paint, which creates color harmony and also helps keep everything wet.
Okay. And so do they get to a point where they've dried too much and you have to put new paint out?
Well, that can happen, but I'm using Utrecht brand, and I find that they're just really buttery and probably the closest to oil that I've ever experienced. So I'm real pleased with them.
Okay, terrific. So what are you going to do on stage at the Plein Air convention?
So I'm planning on doing an acrylic painting, and I want to put a couple of twists in it. And I'm not only am I on a mission to get people acquainted and fall in love with acrylics, I also I know that the people that come to me to learn really want to loosen up. So I'm going to show just all kinds of ways to start just outside the box, not get too tight. That's kind of my passion, actually, is painting that way and showing people how they might paint that way.
Okay. And why are you on this mission for acrylic? Because you were also an oil painter, were you not?
I am an oil painter. I love oil paints. I think the biggest part was getting away from solvents, and I'm currently using Cobra water-soluble oils. And it's liberating for many reasons, but among the top reason is travel. And
Yeah.
it's so nice to go overseas or, even frankly down the street and finish a painting and it dries and, you don't get paint all over your hands when you pack it up. It's really delightful.
Yeah, I'm on an anti-solvent mission myself. I don't use it anymore.
That's good. I mean, and for health reasons, it's just super important to, and of course we've got cadmiums and such still on the palette, but if we don't touch our face, those are fine. But
Well, there's a lot of debate about the health issues, and some say it's fine. I've talked to doctors who say it's fine, doctors who paint, and some say it's not. For me, it's just the odors,
Yeah.
and I tend to, when I'm painting with solvents, I tend to get a sore throat. So the minute I
Oh.
took my solvents away, my sore throat went away.
Yeah, that's great. And I feel like the odorless, quote unquote, still have an odor, and I'm with you. It's a little bit nauseating, and apparently we're just very sensitive that way.
Well, some people are. I mean, everybody's got to make their choice. There are some very good companies that make some very good products, and I'm not coming out against anybody. This is a personal preference. I am being careful because, artists are using a lot of toxic materials, and the more we can get away from toxicity, the better off we all might be.
I agree completely. And it's just so much fun to I hate to say it, but if you mess up, it's just much easier to correct yourself with acrylics than with oils.
Can you give me an example of that? I know it might screw up your painting, but.
Sure. So, let's see here. Okay, so right now, like there's some edges that I like, all the soft edges, and there's some interesting, crazy things going on. But if let's pretend my drawing was off. Let's see here. In oil you can come and you can make edge and edge, but if I don't want to mess anything up, I'll do this and then I can come back and correct it. So let me get a little green here. So let's say I had this angle completely wrong. I can just come in and fix it. And I find that I'm just a real, I'm a painterly painter, and I love to squeeze out the paint. And I just feel like, if you need to correct a drawing, because I mean, how many of us have drawn something perfectly and we spent, 30 minutes at the very beginning of the painting rendering perfectly, and then you look down and it's in the wrong place. And with oil, it's pretty tough to recover from that.
Especially if it's light over dark.
Exactly. And so my philosophy and the way my brain works is in any medium is to sort of go darker, almost like my underpainting was a very burnt sienna, which I mixed because I don't have it on the palette. But going darker, it's so much easier to lighten things up that way. But if you get too light, it's really hard to get those darks back in there.
Okay. What are your plans for Christmas?
Well, I'm just going to enjoy my family, and really, I've got all my presents wrapped and ready. And so I'm just ready to go spread the love.
I haven't even started shopping yet.
Well, I bet you like to go to the mall on Christmas Eve.
I refuse to go to the mall. I will not go to the mall.
Okay, good.
I hate malls. Malls are not in my vocabulary.
Good. I know
Welcome, New Zealand.
Well, and I have tried to shop as local as possible, and that's a good thing to do.
Yeah, it makes a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just if coming back and making something darker behind something light makes it pop, and that's so much easier to do with acrylics. Okay, I'm going to check back in with you in a minute. Thank you.
Okay, next we're going back to Natasha. By the way, I just want to say thank you to all the people who are sending me Christmas cards and Christmas gifts and cookies and all that stuff. If I haven't got to you, I will, but thank you all for all your generosity. I just love my family. You guys are my family, my other family. Somebody said they're flying to New Zealand today. I got an email from my dear friend in New Zealand this morning, got his Christmas letter. It was so nice to see. watching from Australia. If you guys haven't said where you're watching from, put it in lately. We'd love to hear from you. And make sure that you come back to the show. We're here 12 noon every day. You can watch replays. They're all on YouTube. We have over 900 of these shows that we've done. And you can learn to paint here. I mean, if you want to learn to paint and you want to get, serious, well-produced things, we have a site called painttube.tv where we have over 600 professionally produced multi-hour art instruction courses, and you can go to painttube.tv to get those. But if you can learn an awful lot here, and we just want everybody to learn. And so this is a great place. Natasha, what's going on up there?
It's just all detail time. I'm putting a little snow on the tree. It's times like this for a pastelist. It gives you a chance to sculpt out a little bit what you've done. It gives you a chance to clean up edges where you want cleaner edges, to mess up edges. I don't know if this reads through here, but like I put everything where I wanted it to be, and then I just simply took a wide pastel and went over it.
And what's that do? It softens the edges a little bit?
It softens all the edges, and it obscures the bluntness of the transition of the colors. So like down here, it's almost as if the snow's flaking off the tree. So, you would treat it like that. And in pastel, you would treat that similarly to water. For Plein Air Live, I'm going to be doing a scene with water is the plan. And I'll be showing you probably using that same technique to do that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, yeah, just
okay.
wrapping it up here. I
all right. We'll check in with you one more time before we go. Right. Okay. Amit Kapoor.
Yeah.
Let's go back to you.
Yeah, it's almost, actually, it is complete. Not almost, it is complete.
That's
now.
Beautiful.
And I just try to focus on the center. This is out of focus this side. You can see that this is more diffuse. And that's all. This is, for me, is more flat, basic kind of picture. And I try to give judgment by giving more charm in the painting, by giving these colors, warm and cool, yellowish, reddish colors. That's it. It's complete now.
Okay. And tell me how you created that diffused look on that tree to the left. How do you do that?
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, this I just try to spray with this water, and then I added little colors. And you can see that it is mixed. All the colors are mixed with each other. So this is how we can do, because if this is my out of focus part, I don't need to give details in those places which is not my focal point. So for that, you can just spray with this bottle, and you can just add few colors in that and try not to show the details. So my focal point is in the center. So I gave more stress, more details in my center part, this part.
Well, we are very excited about you teaching at the Plein Air Convention this year. This is the first time in the history of the convention that we have been east of the Mississippi, and it's near Asheville, North Carolina, and near Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Smoky Mountain National Park, the most visited national park in America. And the Plein Air Convention, for those who don't know, is 5 days. We have 5 stages. So we have a main stage, a watercolor stage, a pastel stage. We have a couple others. Anyway, it's learning all morning, and then we all go out into one place and we paint together. And to look around and see 1,000 painters painting together, it's really, really cool. Plein Air Convention is almost sold out because people are back, right? And if it sells out, we'll try to get more seats, or more rooms. But the issue is rooms. And so get signed up. This would be a great Christmas present. Tell somebody that you want it for Christmas. Okay, Amit, what are you going to do in your pre-convention workshop?
Yeah, I'll try to focus on the golden rules. What I say is fundamentals of the composition, which is I always try to add perspective in my paintings. I'll try to explain about that perspective, how to make the layouts before making a bigger size painting. and source of light is very important. For painting for us is like one shot of a film. So I'll try to focus more on the staging and posing part and the camera angles and everything I will going to teach in that workshop. Yes, definitely about my colors also, my palette, what kind of colors I'm using. For me, everything is gray, so I am using more grayish colors. I'm adding more grays in all the colors. So I will try to explain about my colors, about my techniques, all those things I will going to teach in that one-day workshop.
Well, we are honored to have you. And I want to tell everybody, Amit is considered to be one of the finest watercolor artists in the world. He's coming all the way over from India. This is not a chance you get very often. So this starts before the plein air convention. So if you want to get his workshop, we have that. We have a pastel workshop with Aaron Schur, and we have an oil workshop with Joe Paquette, which is all of these are rare. And Joe Paquette's going to focus, not entirely, but he's going to focus on making better greens. That's one thing we all struggle with. Amit, we'll catch up with you in a minute before we go. So thank you again. I want to remind everybody that we did a lot of prizes from the comments, and we'll do one more before we go. But we have $5,000 worth of prizes. And if you go to artschool.live and put in your email and your name, then that way, the reason we're doing this way is that everybody gets a chance to win in case you're watching on replay, because we will have a lot of replays. So we'll do that drawing on Christmas Eve, and we'll notify you. We'll send everybody a notice of what went out. Wow. This has just been such a spectacular day. We're kind of getting towards the end of it, but don't go, because we've got a big announcement. I'm going to get, let's see, we checked in with, we haven't checked in with Ryan lately. Ryan, wow, that's really come together.
Hey, Eric.
Hey, Ryan.
Yeah, we're just noodling at this point. What I would like to do right here is always try to take a break if I can, but that's pretty much what I would get if I was in plein air, especially with this light. Like, Eric, can you tell which way the light source is coming from?
Absolutely. And when you put those little spots of light on the branches on the left, it really amplified that.
Yeah, thanks. One thing that really helps me in plein air is when I'm wondering if a scene's going to work. I try to think, okay, if I painted that, will my viewer be able to just identify where the light source is coming from? Like, that's just so huge, because it's going to, like, the more you get towards being able to answer that question, you're going to have a higher consistency in the work, I've noticed. Like, here, definitely is coming in, swooping through from the left, and that's going to create the drama that was talked about today.
So my temptation, this is where I go wrong. My temptation would be to make that light on that barn at the back just scream in red, but it won't work, would it? Can you just show us why it doesn't work? Would you be willing to do that and then bring it back to where it is, just to demonstrate why it throws it off?
So if I'm thinking red, happy, real excited about this.
It just loses all its harmony, I think.
Yeah, and like, yeah, it's just, I mean, gosh, that looks kind of good, but
it's not bad. Well, it changes the painting dramatically, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just what's key is this, like, consistency in that blue. It's working because there's a nice complementary blue there and yellow, and it's just kind of nice. But yeah, let's do that for a sec.
Okay.
I just think that it's so, if it's not working, don't be afraid to mess up your painting like this, because it's just oil paint. And don't be afraid. I mean, you're wearing gloves, right? You can totally come back, and it's something else now, and something else. So now when you're in this correction phase, you're now in the you're doing impressionism, whether you like it or not. You're on location, and you're softening your edges back there. It's like, let's put a shack right here now. So let's just see how simple. I know we got to wrap it up, but let's just see how quick we can put together a little focal point building.
You know, it doesn't take much, because you're just indicating.
Yeah, it's just light and shadow area. and reflective light. So top of the barn catching reflective light, that's cool. The shadow area catching no light, that's shadow. And then the area on the barn, which I'm going to show here in a second, is indirect light. So something like that. I'm just trying to keep this as simple as possible. Then we got cool light. That's not cool enough, but yeah, you get the gist.
Yeah. All right.
Now I won't have to give this one away in the demo because I messed it up. But just you got to leave it. You got to leave it alone. That's
you just blew the surprise. Okay, Ryan. What Amadine, would you bring on all the artists who are going to be giving away a painting today? Because we want everybody to have a chance to win. Who is giving away their demo painting today?
I am.
I am.
Wow. That's very generous of all of you. That's like the best Christmas present you could ever give anybody. I was with a friend of mine this week, and he said, he gave me a book that he wrote, and he said he didn't publish it for everybody. He just published it for his friends. And he said, the best gift you can give somebody is something that you've created yourself. And, there's a lot of focus. You look on Facebook and Instagram, there's a lot of focus from a lot of artists who is like, make more money, make more money, make more money. And I teach that too. I have a book about it. But the idea is that all of us paint. We have all these friends and family who would love what we have done personally. And I think that's one of the best gifts you can give, is the gift of your art or the gift of something that you've done yourself. My kids asked what I wanted for Christmas. I said, something that you made yourself. That's more important to me. So let's do this. Amadine, are we giving these away from comments, or are we giving these away? Why don't we do this? Let's do 2 from comments and 2 from people who registered at artschool.live. All right. Who wants to do it live? Okay. We'll do Ryan, Jensen, and Vicky Sullivan live. All right. So Ryan, we're going to go to you first. And if you say you want to win, I want to win Ryan's painting, and he'll finish it. I go into the comments. I want to win Ryan's painting. Just do that right now. And we're going to give him a minute. Let's focus on Ryan here for a second and bring him in full screen. All right. And he'll wait till it dries, and he'll even ship it to you. Thank you for doing that, Ryan. It's very generous. And I'll tell you what, whoever wins this, we're going to give a copy of Ryan's video as well. This is not planned. So Amadine, you'll have to figure that out. Loosen Up. That's a fabulous video. And so we'll give away a copy of that. We'll ship that to you, or you can have streaming or DVD, whatever you prefer. Most people are doing streaming these days, of course, but not everybody. Okay. So Ryan, we've got a bunch of people saying they want to win your painting. So you tell me when to stop, and I'm going to start scrolling about now. Did you say stop?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So this is going to Lucienne Picard Crevelier. I'd love to win Ryan's painting. Lucienne, I mean, you just won something worth thousands of dollars. That's incredible. And something that Ryan did personally. And wow, you'll be able to remember this demo for the rest of your life. Ryan, that's very generous. Lucienne, email me, eric@pleinairmagazine.com. I'll have my producers put it in the comments. Lucienne, congratulations. Okay, next up, we have Vicky Sullivan. Vicky, wow, that's really come together.
Hi, Eric. You know what? When I was thinking as I was painting it that it actually looks a little bit like my maestro Michael John Angel, the actual photo.
It really does, doesn't it?
It does.
I didn't think of that when
him in a Santa suit.
I should have told AI to make it look like Michael John Angel. What a great guy he is. Okay, so if you want to win Vicky, just say Vicky or Santa, and we're going to give away We're going to give away her painting at whatever form she decides to finish it. and it's going to cost her a lot of money to ship it from Australia. So ship it slow so it doesn't cost them a fortune. They can have it up next Christmas. And all right, so you just tell me when to stop, and I will stop.
Ready, set, stop.
Okay, Nancy Barkus of, I don't know where she's from. Nancy Barkus, you're winning. Vicky
She wants
Sullivan
to win
painting.
Ryan's though.
Oh, well,
Whoops.
sorry, Nancy, you're winning Nancy's. I mean, yes, you're winning Vicky's. I'm sorry. I guess I clicked on the wrong one. Nancy, I hope you're okay with that, because that's what you're getting. All right. Let's bring all the artists back on. What? Artists? Let's see. Who are we missing? There we go. Artists, I'm going to do a quick check-in with each of you. You give me a final rundown of your painting, and then we'll all come back on and we'll say Merry Christmas together and say goodbye. And then I'll tell everybody how they're going to win the extra prizes. Okay, Ryan, we're going to start with you. Just give us a final overview of your painting.
All right, so a lead in. So talking design, you want to lead into the focal point if possible. You want a lead back in. So this helps you wrap back into the painting. There's composition of shapes, and there's water in it. When in doubt, put water in it. And there's complements of warm and cool colors, and it's in the theme of Christmas.
Yeah.
So that's kind of sums it up real quick.
Ryan, what are you doing for Christmas?
What am I doing for Christmas? I am shipping paintings. We're having fun here in Humboldt. We're not traveling anywhere, and we're setting cookies out for Santa Claus.
Oh, awesome. And you've got how many kids? I've met your kids.
2.
Fabulous.
Yeah, 2 kids.
Yeah, you brought them to the plein air convention with you, and you guys were rock climbing while we were painting.
That was so fun that day. That was the best.
Yeah, it was the best. Well, I wish you a Merry Christmas, and thank you so much for doing this. Thank you for the inspiration. Your video is done very, very well. People love it. Thank you for doing that and working with us. I'm grateful for you, and I wish you and your family a very, very Merry Christmas.
Hey, Eric, I appreciate being on the show so much. Thanks. Merry Christmas to you too.
Okay, next we're going to go to Anne Blair Brown. Anne, you got a little disadvantage today because of your camera problems, and I apologize for that. Give us a little overview of your painting, and we'll wrap that up.
All right. So, like Brian said, I wanted to create a lead in, and I wanted to sort of pull in to the scene and make it a little bit more intimate. And so I invented a tree, moved a tree, and I just think that helps you sort of kind of enter the painting and then walk up to that red door. And I'm not a big fan of including detail just because it's there, but I added at the last minute, I added that little wreath on the garage section of the house to kind of play with the red of the door. So little things like that, I think, can make a painting pop, especially when you're trying to create something from, a photo that's not so great. Obviously, I've infused a bunch of color, but I tried to keep it pretty neutral and really give a sense of coolness that you feel in the snow scene.
Well, Anne, can you flip your camera so we can see you? Because you're so incredibly beautiful. We have to make sure everybody gets a chance to experience that.
Yeah, let me get off the back camera.
Wow.
I'm going to have to hold it.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, hold on.
All right.
I'm going to do front,
Well,
and then I'll be
and you
ready.
guys, we're going to, while she's doing that, let's put up how to win prizes again. We've got $5,000 worth of prizes total. And you go to artschool.live. Instead of .com, it's .live. And you put your name and email in there. And that's all you got to do. And then we'll announce them on the 26th, and we'll send out a note to everybody who's won what. But let's go through all the prizes again. We have subscriptions to Plein Air Magazine and Fine Art Connoisseur Digital. We have several videos that we do. We do these on painttube.tv. And so we have, we've got hundreds of them. We're giving away 8 of them today. And then a ticket to the Plein Air Convention in the Smoky Mountains, a ticket to Watercolor Live, Plein Air Live, Pastel Live, Realism Live, our virtual online conferences. Watercolor Live is coming up in January. And so we hope that you'll go in there and get into that and win a prize. Okay, we've got Anne Blair Brown back. See, I told you she was beautiful.
Well, thank you.
I don't mean to embarrass you. I don't want to be that guy.
I love it.
Okay. So you're going to be at the Plein Air Convention on stage. We're very excited about that. You are a legend. And it's really nice because you live in Nashville, so you don't have to drive very far.
Absolutely. I'm really excited about that part of it. And I'm really excited to be there for my first time, and so appreciate the invitation. We're going to have a great time.
Well, we're excited. And thank you so much for your generosity and helping us through this Christmas show. Do you have any final words of encouragement for everybody?
I do. Just keep doing it. I feel like, if we don't create perfection, we get frustrated. And I'm just here to tell you, if I move this camera around my studio, you would see my purgatory of paintings that failed me miserably. And, every now and then, sometimes I look at one and I say, hey, it's not that bad. And then sometimes I go, hey, you're staying there and I'm going to cover you up.
Well, that's a really important lesson for people, because sometimes it's just a matter of let it sit, because when you're too close to it, you can't see it anymore.
Right, exactly. So just keep doing it. And if you fail, learn from that and bring it to the next painting. And I think that's what it's all about. If we painted perfectly every time, we wouldn't want to do it again.
Yeah. So you're going to be with your family for Christmas, staying in Nashville?
I'm staying in Nashville, and I'll be headed to the coast for the new year to celebrate with my husband's family, and looking forward to that, seeing the ocean. But for now, we'll just hunker down in chilly Nashville.
Where in the coast are you going?
Well, there's a little known coastal town called Edisto Beach, and I've been going there for years with my family, even before I met my husband, Trey Finney. And turns out he's a South Carolina boy and has been going there for years, and his uncle now lives there. So we're so excited to go.
Oh, nice.
Just, see the ocean, even if it'll be chilly.
Excellent. Well, that'll be nice. I'm going to do the same thing, just a different place.
Fabulous.
All right, Anne, thank you so much. Next,
Thanks.
we're going to go to Vicky Sullivan. Vicky,
Hi.
you did a fabulous job on that. You are such a generous person. You and I had a fabulous time together. You came over from Australia. You stayed in the world famous artist cabin, and we were able to spend an entire weekend together. I think we drove to Fredericksburg, if I remember correctly. And I just enjoyed getting to know you so much. You're such a warm and loving human being. And we just loved sharing our family with you and having you in our house. And you just are so delightful and such an inspiration. My daughter wandered into my studio and she saw some things that you gave me, and she was just blown away. I think you inspired her.
Oh, that's lovely. It was so great to come and stay, and I really had a great time, and it was great going art shopping with you to the art shops and hanging out, and Laurie and everyone was so welcoming. It was really fun. And, making the video was really great as well.
Absolutely. And everybody needs to tune into that. We'll put something in the comments about these things. What are you doing for Christmas?
Well, we go off to Mum's, but the whole of Melbourne's going to come down to our part of the Mornington Peninsula. We're on the beach, and so being a holiday for a month, everyone will have millions of people down here. So I'll be hibernating away in the studio. But midway through January, I have Tina Garrett's coming to visit, and we're going plein air painting.
Oh, I love Tina Garrett. You were so lucky. I know you left us in Austin and you went and hung out with Tina in Boston.
We're in New York, actually.
New
I caught
York,
up with Tina in New York. And we had a great time.
Thought maybe you went to an art show in Boston, but I guess it was New York. Okay.
I went to Boston too. I went everywhere.
Please tell Tina that we need to get her on the show, and that we all love and respect her, and please wish your husband, your son, a very Merry Christmas, and
thank you
for being a part of our lives.
Thanks. And I get to hang out with my little granddaughter over Christmas as well. She's just turned 1 and she's just started walking.
Oh, wow. That's a special Christmas. Okay.
Yeah.
Terrific. Okay. Let's see. Amadine, who else do I have here? I haven't done yet. Okay. Amit, what are you doing for Christmas? Do you want to come on so we can see your face?
Okay, a little tricky. I really don't know how to do that. I'll try, but okay, just a minute. Just give me 1 minute and I'll be there with you.
Okay. There you are.
I think I'm there.
Another very good looking person.
Oh my God. Okay. So I'll celebrate with my family, as you all know that, I'm just traveling and doing more workshops and doing exhibitions every part of the world. So this time I will celebrate with my family, with my son, my wife, and my parents. And yes, of course, I will do painting also, because every day I love to paint every day. So I will paint on that day also.
Awesome. Well, you are such an inspiration. You have just taught us all so much, and thank you so much for being here today, but also working with us on creating video and coming up on Plein Air Live. And I'm just honored to know you. We haven't had a chance to meet in person because I wasn't here when you stayed at our place.
Yes, you're right.
My travel schedule, unfortunately, sometimes gets a little crazy, and I'm
No
sure
problem. I'm coming in May, and we will meet there. Smoky Mountain.
Oh yeah, that's right. And I can't even believe how much you travel, how you just move around the world as much as you do.
Yeah, just enjoying my life by traveling and painting every part of the world, and just enjoying my life like that.
Excellent. Okay. Well, thank you so much again, Amit.
Thank you.
Okay. Carole Peebles. Wow, look at that. That's incredible. It's just incredible. Hello. So give us just a quick overview of what you've done here, and then come back on camera so we can see your beautiful face.
Okay, well, my goal in doing this, like I said, was to keep it with kind of a master copy approach. So I was trying to humble myself to the way the actual picture was, rather than try to make it my own in any way. And I think that that's a good practice for any student, because it really humbles you. It makes you slow down and study different textures, and really makes you think about the technique. So I had a whole bunch of fun doing this. I think that he is so cute.
He is cute, and you captured the likeness so beautifully.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's really wonderful. Come on camera so we can see you.
Okay.
Oh, you got your Christmas hat on. Good. So what are your plans for Christmas?
I'm just gonna stay with my family and draw and hang out with my family, very low key.
That's the best kind of Christmas. That's what I like it. Well, thank you so much for your generosity. We're just excited about the things we're going to be doing together. And I'm looking forward to meeting you in person. We haven't had a chance to do that, but that's coming soon. And you are such an inspiration. You have built this incredible school and teaching so many people and changing their lives and overcoming this myth about talent. Do you want to talk about that for a second?
Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, so I founded the Blue Easel Club in April of 2009, and my goal is to just pass on classical life drawing. And my idea, my true belief is that you're right. There's no such thing as just needing talent, that anybody can learn how to draw. You just have to practice it a lot and know how to practice it, so that you're not doing the same mistakes over and over. So I have year-round workshops and classes in New Orleans. About 1 a month I have workshops on drawing and basically learning how to draw what you see. So we work from nature, we work from life. And that would be my encouragement to any students watching today, is to, as much as possible, try to work from life, work from nature. That really helps you and it also challenges you in all the right ways.
Excellent. Okay. Well, Merry Christmas and thank you again for doing this. I think Natasha is next. Natasha, how did we come out on that painting? Wow, look at that.
Yeah, I worked here. I tried to stay as true to the composition that was given as I could and still make it an interesting painting. How maybe I would have shot it a little different, walked over to the side and had a little more of the road showing or whatever. But it's all about composition, value, and temperature. So whenever I teach, that's what I'm teaching about. Those are the things I hammer home throughout the whole workshop. And whether I'm teaching in oil or I'm teaching in pastel, it's still about the bookends of the values and how they play into a successful composition. So I went back in and added a little bit of the lights that they're almost just an inference of them, suggestion of them, and a few of the darks. And this is what I've come up with.
Outstanding. Well, thank you so much for your generosity today. What are your plans for Christmas?
I am going to take a much needed week or two and relax before the teaching season starts again in January. I'll be going to Ghost Ranch to teach for 3 weeks in January, and then it's all kinds of things and great opportunities to judge shows and be able to have workshops for these shows that I'm judging. It's pretty exciting. So I'm going to take a little time to relax with my family here and make some good food and just rest.
You deserve it. Well, thank you so much for being with us today and for teaching us and inspiring us and just for being the artist that you are. I mean, we are all so thrilled to know you and to know your work. So
Thanks,
I wish
Eric.
you a very Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Merry Christmas to you too. Thank you very much.
Okay. Let's bring everybody on now. And we'll just say a quick final goodbye. This is a very unusual thing. We usually have one artist on a day. It's a little tricky doing as many as we have. But everybody, thank you so much for being here, for taking time, for doing the preparation, for all the work that goes behind getting set up. And we're just very grateful. We wish you all a very Merry Christmas. And you all take care. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thanks for having us.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Well, this is Art School Live, and today is our Christmas Spectacular. And before we say goodbye, when we say goodbye, we're going to pull up our little Christmas animation that Josh made for us. Thank you, Josh. And I want to bring up Amandine and Christy. Amandine and Christy, come on. And I want you to meet them. They're fabulous people. They're part of the family. Amandine started out as our producer for this show, and then Christy came on board as a producer as well. And they are both spectacular people and really, really hard workers and very good. They are both A players. And
Thank
give
you,
them
Eric.
a thumbs up and an applause. They're absolutely wonderful to work with, and they put all this together. I just show up and do the show. They do all the prep work, all the behind the scenes, and there's a lot of other stuff like uploading things to different platforms and scheduling things and getting emails out and graphics out. And we also have Josh in New York, and Josh is doing a lot of editing and preparation for replays, and they, of course they do other things as well in the business. And so I wish we had Josh on here. We could thank him too, but pass it on in case he's not watching. Do you have any final thoughts? What are you both doing for Christmas? Yeah, this is your first baby Christmas.
It is. Yeah, first baby Christmas is sleeping right now. I'm actually in France right now,
Oh, you are?
visiting family. Yeah, I'm in France, spending Christmas with them. So that's exciting.
Oh, good. All right. And Christy, where are you?
Mele Kalikimaka from Hawaii. I'll be spending Christmas with my family. There will be, I think we're actually going to the beach. So there'll be lots of good food, good wine, good laughs. So it'll be really nice.
Excellent. Well, I wish you both a very Merry Christmas. Thank you both for all you do. You make us all look good.
Thank you.
So,
Merry Christmas to you, Eric.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right. So just a final thought for everybody. The reason that we do this show, it started out as a response to COVID because everybody was afraid. I was afraid. I didn't know what was going on, but I thought it was important to be there for you and to demonstrate that we were there for you. And we didn't want to just show up 1 day a week or 2 days a week. We wanted to show up 5 days a week, 7 days a week in the beginning, 7 months of 7 days a week. It was grueling because our business was crumbling because everybody canceled everything. You know, in 1 day, we had 100% refunds on the plein air convention. We had most of our advertisers left us. We had our video sales just stopped. We got cancellations for most of our artist retreats, and we didn't know what to do. And so we thought, well, we've got to do something. So we came out with this show, and then we quickly invented Watercolor Live. We invented Plein Air Live, Realism Live, and Pastel Live. And those were there because we needed those to survive as a company. You know, our whole goal is to help you as artists, but we have to have income, because if we don't have income, we can't produce all this stuff. And you know, it was tough, but we got through it. We made it back. Things are a little bit back to normal. They're not quite as good as they were, but they're back to normal. And we want to be there for you. First and foremost, we want you to know that you can do this, no matter what's going on inside your head, no matter what kind of negative self-talk you might be experiencing. And by the way, I have it all the time too. We all do. And you just have to push it aside and say, that's not like me. This is not what I really believe. You got to push it out, and you got to put yourself in an I am mode. Instead of saying, I am going to be a brilliant artist, you say, I am a brilliant artist. You tell yourself that now, and you may think it sounds arrogant, but your subconscious mind needs to hear this. You know, whatever it is you aspire to be, don't say, I'm gonna be a billionaire, or I'm gonna be a millionaire, or I'm gonna be in a top New York gallery. You say to yourself, I am in a New York gallery. And what happens is that your brain will start crafting things in the subconscious mind that will make a huge difference. And all of a sudden, doors will start opening up, and you'll see things, you'll respond differently to things. So as you're thinking now, between now and January 1st, you have a whole new year ahead of you. And as you know, this new year went like that, right? So you've got to plan it. So sit down, pick 3 things, only 3 things. Don't pick 300 goals. You'll never get them all done. Pick 3 things, prioritize one goal. What is my number one thing that I'm going to get done in 2024? What's the number one thing? What's the number 2? What's the number 3? Focus every day. Put time in your calendar every day on the steps towards that goal. And you will be surprised by the end of the year. If you do it, you'll hit it. You got to look at your goals every day. And there's 3 of them. You can look at them every day. Put them at the top of your to-do list. Here's my 3 goals. And make sure that, you know, there's a lot of busy work. Make sure that you hang on to those goals and you do something major towards those goals every single day, and you'll hit those goals. Okay. Now, we love you guys. We are trying to create a positive, encouraging environment. I don't like it. You know, we had somebody show up at one of our conventions, and the critiques were a little bit harsh. And we just were like, no, this isn't how we do things. You know, you've got to find 3 good things to say before you say anything critical. You know, you got to tell somebody what they're doing right. So we want you to know that we're here for you. We're trying to create a positive environment, a family environment where you're part of our community. You're part of our family. I hate the word community, but and our family gets together. We have 2 retreats where we paint together every year, one in June and one in the fall. We have the plein air convention where we all get together, and it's like Thanksgiving for artists. I mean, we see our family, everybody's hugging everybody, and you become part of it very quickly. And then, of course, we have our online family with our online events like Watercolor Live coming up in January. And all of this is designed to put you together. You know, if you've attended any of those things, you know, when I'm on Watercolor Live and when we have everybody up on our cocktail party chat sessions and our breakout rooms, I'm always, if I see 2 people who live in the same town, I put them together and I say, I want you guys to get together, have coffee, go painting together. And then they end up making great friendships because you need the support system. You need friends in your community. And it's our job. We consider it our responsibility to help you find them. And we're working on some things that will be hopefully get you there a lot easier, but that stuff takes time and money. So we'll get there when we can. But in the meantime, this is a good place for community to say, okay, every day at 12 noon, if I can, we set it up at lunchtime in the East, where you can tune in and you can kind of reconnect with people. There's a group called the Dreamliners. I didn't found it. It's not part of my company, which is Streamline. The Dreamliners were created because they wanted to get together. They thought I was going to end the show. And so they set up a way that you could become part of their group. They're like 3,500 strong now. We have had several, I don't know the exact number, but several million views on YouTube. We have now over 100,000 subscribers, and we would love for you to subscribe to the program. Just go to YouTube, look for Art School Live, and subscribe. It helps us. It'll help you because it'll automatically notify you. I hope you'll follow me on social media too. I don't have anything good to say or anything good to put out there, but it's kind of fun to talk to you guys once in a while. And I want you to set a goal for yourself. You've got to find a goal that's personalized to you. But I will tell you this. A lady contacted me the other day by email. It's Eric at pleinairmagazine.com. She sent me an email and she said, you have a lot of stuff. You have a lot of videos. You have a lot of events. What do I do? So how do I get better? And I gave her this advice, and I'll give you the same advice. I said, paint every single day, even if your intent is only to paint for 5 or 10 minutes every single day. And I'm doing that now. Every single day I have my studio set up so I can just go out and grab something and work on it, right? Every single day, 7 days a week, because that'll change your ability, your hand-eye coordination. I said, watch one of our videos or one of somebody else's videos, watch 1 hour a week at minimum of that video, and then do two things. Number one is try to copy what they do. And then number two is try to put what you learned on that 1 hour into service on something that you're working on. They might be working on edges or light or color or values or whatever it is. Work on that thing. And if you do those little things, you will see 30, 40, 50, 100% increase by the end of the year. You see, I can provide you all this stuff. Like I said, we've got 600, 700 master artists teaching on painttube.tv. I can give you all this stuff, but ultimately, if you buy that stuff and you don't watch it, if you buy that stuff and you don't practice it, you're throwing your money away. And I'm happy that you're buying it, but I don't want you to throw your money away. My goal is to make everyone watching this and everybody who wants to be the artist that they want to be. And so that's why we're here. That's why we get together as a family. Is it easy to do this every day at 12 noon? No, but it's fun. And so I encourage you to come back. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to thank publicly my wife, Lori, my children, Brady, Grace, and Berkeley. They're the jewels in my life. I've got a lot of deep friendships, a lot of people I love to go painting with, a lot of people I've met at our various events where we've become lifelong friends. And so I want to thank all of you. If I haven't had a chance to mention you by name, I love you guys. I'm grateful you're in my lives. And make sure, by the way, you're together with people. Some of you are going to be alone for Christmas. If you know somebody's going to be alone, invite them in. Maybe it's not your family dinner, but it's something. Invite them in. And don't let anybody be alone. And secondly, the people that you're with for Christmas, even though crazy Uncle Harry's going to drive you nuts with his whatever it is he's into, love on him. Love on him. And tell them how much you love them and appreciate them. And, don't tell them all the stuff you don't like about them. Just tell them what you care, that you care about them, because, people disappear from one year to the next, and you don't want to look back. I look back on some friends and say, I wish I had a chance to tell them how much I care about them. So I care about you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of my life and the Streamline life and Art School Live. And please, 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 hit that like button, hit the share button, take the link and put it out to your friends. A lot of people will have the time at Christmas to watch this. And I want to thank these artists, Anne Blair Brown, Ryan Jensen, Vicky Sullivan, Natasha Eisenhauer, and Carole Peebles. Thank you so much for being here today. I wish you all Merry Christmas. My job is to serve you, all of you, and God bless you. Thanks again. Bye-bye.